There are a lot of different issues that can lower the value of a home. Some of them are major and some of them are easily fixed. And today we're going to talk about it.
Yes.
I'm Bonnie Marlow, broker owner of Cisco Realty, serving the greater Grand Lake area.
I'm Lindsay Toy-Swick, Realtor with Cisco Realty.
And like I was saying, there are a lot of things that can lower the value of your home.
Yes.
One of those is deferred maintenance.
Yes. You know what? It might be a little leak to begin with, but if you just let that go, that can be big problems.
It can. And even if it's not currently a big problem, it is just that little leak or a loose, door handle or something. When a buyer sees it, they sit there and think, if they didn't take care of this little problem, what else haven't they taken care of?
Yes.
It creates doubt in the buyer's mind.
Yeah.
So they're more likely to offer less because they think there might be other issues. Now, something that's not so easy to take care of are like major mechanical or structural issues.
Yeah.
Those do, lower the value of a home.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you think about like a HVAC unit or a furnace, you already have money into a home that you haven't even, lived in. So those are big ticket things, and it really does lower the value.
Yeah. Outdated electrical, roofs that need replacing, bowing basement walls.
Yes.
All of that lowers the value. However, those are much harder to fix.
Yeah.
Not impossible.
No.
And that's something that as a seller, you need to weigh in your, what's better, to sell it as is or to invest the money to get a better price.
Yeah.
And that's something you can discuss with your realtor as to the best option. Sometimes you might not have the money to do it.
Yeah.
So you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
But if you could possibly swing the repairs, you discuss it with your realtor, see what they think it could sell for with the repairs versus what it's going to cost to fix, and see what's the better option. Another thing that might lower the value, which might be impossible to fix, is location.
True. True.
If you're near a busy street, you're near, railroad tracks. Unfortunately, those things aren't so easy to fix.
No.
And it's just something you're going to have to keep in mind when pricing a house. But even poor curb appeal can lower a house's value.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's the first thing you see when you go and take a look at a house. So it's just kind of the same thing with the maintenance. You go into a home, you walk up to a home, and the landscaping hasn't been taken care of. Sometimes it makes a buyer wonder what else hasn't been taken care of.
The curb appeal is basically the first impression of a home. You want to invite the buyer in, and having overgrown grass and overgrown shrubs, it just doesn't seem inviting.
No.
It screams work to the buyer.
Yeah.
And the buyer doesn't want work.
No. No, not usually.
When they think work, they automatically think lower price.
Yeah.
And that's not what we want buyers to think.
No.
Even just mulch can improve your curb appeal so much.
Oh, yeah. Some mulch, couple potted plants. You're good to go.
Exactly. Outdated kitchens and bathrooms.
Yeah.
They can lower the value of a home.
They can lower the value of a home.
But you don't have to do a full remodel.
No. And I would always say that if you are thinking about selling your home in the near future, to do things that are more neutral. Just because you love magenta does not mean that your buyer will love magenta. That can actually lower the value as well. Even though it's great and it's new and it's shiny, I would say stay pretty neutral there.
I would say if it's in good shape, even if it's older, maybe just cleaning it, staging it, is probably a better option than replacing it.
Yes.
However, if it's in poor shape, if the counter's chipped, if it's peeling, maybe you should definitely think about replacing because it's not move-in ready.
Yeah.
And like I said, buyers are looking for good kitchens and bathrooms.
Yeah.
Those are some main areas of the house.
Well, it's been just, slammed into our heads that bathrooms and kitchens are the most expensive remodels, and it's true.
Yeah. But like I said, you can really make a retro kitchen look great.
Yeah.
If you stage it right.
Mhm.
And like I said, if it's in good condition.
Yes. Yes.
So like I said, don't necessarily tear it out just because you have, harvest gold countertops.
Mhm.
There might be a way to stage that.
You can make it work. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And another thing is, you kind of hit on it already, over personalization.
Yeah.
Bold colors, specific tastes.
Yeah.
Can make it harder for buyers to picture themselves in the space.
Yeah.
Or even oversized furniture for the space. It shrinks the room.
Yes.
And when there's less room, buyers automatically think less money.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And it's hard for them to picture their stuff in that when it's, just kind of overpowering.
When they see the magenta wall, they're thinking, once again, work. Because they now have to paint that in maybe multiple coats.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely seen that.
What are some things that you can think of that lower the value of a home?
I think that just because you have a messy house doesn't mean, that it's worth less. I will say that I feel like any home that you walk into that has a strong odor in it brings down the value. It's hard for buyers to get past that. And sometimes that is work too. You might need an ozone machine or like a deep cleaning or, something like that. So
some smells are really hard to remove.
Yeah.
So yeah, it can really turn a buyer off.
Yeah.
And lower the value of the property. Most definitely. What are some other things?
A poor layout. That one's hard. That one's tricky. It's kind of like a location thing.
But the only thing you can really do with a poor layout is stage it really well.
Yeah.
If it's staged really well, so it makes it easier for the buyer to see how to use the space and how it can function. That's about the only way to, to try to negate a poor layout.
Yeah. And you know what? It worked for somebody. Somebody purchased that house to begin with.
Exactly.
So, but there are times that the layout just doesn't work for the person buying. So poor layout's kind of.
Yeah. And once again, if they go in thinking, they're going to need to remodel to move a wall, they're not going to pay much for the house because they're thinking about what they're going to have to spend.
Yep.
So those are all things, that can lower a house's value.
Yep.
So.
Yes, but I mean, that doesn't mean that, if you have a house that has any of these things, that it's unsellable by any means.
No, it's definitely not unsellable. And as a real estate agent, we can look at all those issues with you and help you find ways to negate it as much as possible and to, increase the value of your home so that you can get as much as possible for your house.
That's right.
So if you're thinking of selling and you want some direction, go ahead and give us a call.
Absolutely. Have a great week.